everyone, I'm Kate. I'm so excited that you're here. I'm really pumped to share this video for you. It's been a year in the making, and I can officially tell you that I have completed the 2020 KM challenge. And I not only completed it, but I smashed my goal. And I hope that as you watch this video that you maybe are encouraged, maybe you're inspired, maybe you're motivated to step out of your comfort zone, even if it's something small. So last year I saw this thing, the 2020 KM challenge. I was like, what's this? There wasn't a ton of information online about it, but I saw that you just had to complete those. You could do it through cycling, running, hiking, walking, roller skating, skating, whatever. Maybe not skating, but you just had to complete 2,020 kilometers. And you guys, that works out to a lot of miles. 1,255.17 miles. And I was like, that's not so bad. I can do that. But I didn't make a plan. And what do they always say? When you fail to plan, you plan to fail. So I'm out there, I'm walking. Now, I didn't have my Apple Watch until January 4th at night. So my first 4 days of data is on my phone, and then the other days are on my Apple Watch. So I decided that I would go out and walk. I'd walk to the farmer's market, I walked to Target, you know, mile here, 2 miles here, 3 miles there. And I started to have a sinking feeling that I maybe wasn't doing enough. And so I started to do some calculations, and I was right, I was not doing enough. And so I had to correct that course of action. And it turned out that I was gonna need to do about 3.5 miles every single day in order to complete that. Now, I'm a loophole kind of a gal, so I had to close that loophole, as many loopholes as I could think of, because I will find ways to have a loophole and then not complete things. So anyway, I decided that the biggest loophole would be that I had to walk every single day. Because if I was walking every single day and I knew what I needed to walk every single day, then I knew I would be okay. And so I was doing really great. And then I remember in January, there was this day that I just did not want to go out. I didn't want to do it. So today is January 25th, and today is the day that I about called it quits. Not on like the idea of finishing the 2020, but just like, I'm not doing it. I'm not going out today. I'm not putting in the work. Like, I'm just not gonna do it. And yeah, the time just kept going all day long. I found excuses. I went to the art store. I came home and I filmed a video, and then I was gonna edit, but I started doing Pinterest, and I watched a little YouTube, and you know, I was doing Instagram, and surprisingly, I didn't go on TikTok. But as the time kept rolling past, I was like, I have to go. I have to go. I don't wanna do it, but I have to go. And if I don't go now, I'm going to not go. And there was a part of me that was like, yay, let's stay in, right? And there was this part of me that was like, I don't want to give up. Right? And I think I had mentioned something on Instagram, and somebody had said, get out there and do it. You've already done this much. What are you doing with your life? And I thought, you're right. And so I left, and having people to hold you accountable, whether it be social media people or people in your real life or a mixture, is so important. What I do find though is that family members and people in your real life, they will sometimes try to deter you from that. It's like, there's an analogy about a thermostat, and people see you at a certain point on the thermostat, let's say 73 degrees. And if you veer too much off from that, they will do whatever they can to bring you back to that. And it's something that too, we also do, right? Like if we're trying to make changes in our life and we're always a 72 on the thermostat, and we are making positive changes to an 80, we'll come back for whatever reason. And I think that's why resolutions are so hard, and why it's so hard to make like these habit forming things. And so this is why I was like, I have to walk every single day. So I really reached out to Instagram people a lot, like through my Insta stories, and they were really good about responding, like, get out there, do it. Or when I would say I'd done, they'd be like, yeah, you're doing it, you know? So that was very encouraging. Having some sort of support system was really great. And you know, throughout this process, you know, I remember hitting the first 31 days, and then it was like 59 days, and then like the days just kept adding, and it was getting so exciting. It was like, oh my gosh, I'm already at this many days. And then, you know, life happened. I had to go to a funeral, and I remember thinking, how am I gonna get my walk in? And I still managed to get my steps in. I still managed to get my miles in. And then the pandemic hit, and the world stopped. The world just stopped. And I had to figure out, like, I can't let this derail me, even this. And so I realized very quickly that if I would walk like kind of later at night, so like 9 o'clock at night, 10 o'clock at night, almost nobody was out. I mean, the streets were dead in March. That's maybe not the right term to use, but it was very quiet. And if I ever did see someone, I could just cross the street before we were even within 100 yards of each other. And so that worked very well for me. And then life kind of started to get sort of back to normal. And then I got hit with another whammy, and I got really sick. And I have a chronic illness that I've dealt with for the last decade about. And I was trying to manage that. And in addition to that, I also was getting migraines, and we were still in this pandemic that we're still in. And it was just very overwhelming, but I knew that I was not gonna give up. Unfortunately, I was not able to walk as many miles as I would have liked during that time. So I started to fall behind in miles, and then I started to freak out, and I started to stress myself out. And I don't know if you guys do that too. So I saw an opportunity to do a half marathon. It was a virtual half marathon. So I said, hey, that's 13 miles. That'll put me right back on track. And so I had all of these different things happen. And then the halfway point, it was the halfway point, and I was like literally so giddy, because this was, I think, around July, and I hit the halfway point, and I was like, I'm doing this. And I had actually gone out to Las Vegas twice during the summer, and during that time, I still walked every day. I still managed to get my walks in. I still made it happen. And that's something I'm very proud of. Granted, Las Vegas was intense, trying to stay safe, where there were a lot of people who just they could not be bothered with, you know, anything other than having fun. And that's okay, I guess. So, you know, when I got back from Las Vegas, the second time, I got really serious again about getting in the proper amount of miles, and I was back on track, and it felt really good. And then I got sick again, like really, really sick, like for close to probably 3 months sick. And then, as they say, the coup de grace. I had a flood in my house. I'm still displaced from my home 3 months later from this flood during a pandemic, and I had a relapse. So not only was I dealing with being extremely sick, in addition to having migraines, in addition to having a flood and not having a home to live in during a pandemic, I still walked every single day. I walked every single day. Sometimes I had to walk in the house, right? Sometimes I had to walk in my house, but I made it work. I got in those miles. So now's the time that everybody has been waiting for. How far did I go? Girl. Okay, I did 1,695 miles, which is 2,727 kilometers. So incredibly proud of myself. I feel such a sense of accomplishment and pride in this challenge. And so I want to thank each and every one of you that encouraged me, those of you that walked along with me. There weren't many, but those of you that did. I feel such a sense of pride, and I thank you guys for being here and listening to my year-long story. And also, I have a goal for next year. Actually, I have 2 goals. The first goal, not resolution, the first goal is to read 21 books in 2021, because I really need to read more. And the second is to do 52 hikes in a year. And so some days I might do multiple hikes in a day, but the goal is to get in 52 hikes. So if you at all want to follow that journey, Instagram or TikTok will be the place to do that. I may put some videos up here about that. I haven't decided yet. Hope you guys did something amazing in 2021, even if that was just staying at home and staying safe. I appreciate each and every one of you, and I look forward to what this year is going to bring. And that's it, guys.